Hi, I'm 1202 Deuce and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be continuing a story entitled Projection. This isn't one of those small, warm, comforting places that welcomes drifters with a hot meal, a hotter shower, and a place to rest their weary eyes. I can't imagine such a hidden gem would be very hospitable to newcomers. The mountains surrounding this place are tumultuous at best, and waiting just outside of that 100-acre labyrinth, an intimidating hickory tree grove. This is Angel Emerald. Named after a crystal said to contain the properties of amethyst, lapis lazuli, rose quartz, and selenite. I can feel the crystal I bought when I first moved into this town cutting into my hand as I squeezed in angst. I look down to see scarlet blood running from my hand, yet my concentration is broken only by a familiarly phlegmatic voice. Mr. O'Leal, school has ended. Go somewhere else. I'm still in Mr. May's class. Mr. May peers over his reading glasses and drops his feet from his large oval hickory desk onto the floor. Adrien. His tone softens, and this startles me more than when he's yelling. Trouble sleeping. He continues, wiping a bead of sweat from the thick black brow that seems to accent his pallid face. I get you are homeless, Mr. O'Leal, but that is because you are an outsider and there is no room for you here. I don't know how long Adele can keep up the charade of fostering you. He stands up from behind his desk and furrows his brow. He sighs, then whispers into my ear, "Where did you come from, and why are you here? You are a boy who belongs to nothing." There's a knock on the door that draws Mr. May's attention. He whips around to see the tall, glamorous figure standing in the doorway. Dr. Glitz. Dr. Glitz is the school counselor and the town psychologist. Most importantly, though, she was my ticket into this school. She smiles, concern weighing heavy on her eyes. "Thank you, Ewing, for calling me this time." He smiles as if to mock me, his nature very crow-like. At least he was so kind on not falling asleep in class today. She helps me pack my books and escorts me towards the door. I can tell Mr. May makes her uncomfortable too. We make it inches from the door when we hear the same phlegmatic tone. We need to discuss Adrien's blatant refusal to complete assignments. She whips around her large mahogany purse, the one with the rose gold clasp, and unclasps it. The insert of the latch resembles a Leviathan cross. She pulls out a stack of papers that look as if they have lasted through the many great wars of human history. Playful smile. Adrien and I are working on what it means to be a good student in class too. He grabs the papers and returns to his desk, pressing his reading glasses into his nose. He looks up. "Have a good day, Adela." She draws in a long, deep sigh, mocking him. "Have a good day, Mr. May." I can feel her give me a gentle nudge towards the door, indicating it's now time to leave. Once we're standing outside, I turn to look at the school building. It's something of Atlantean architecture. I glance over at Dr. Glitz. I seem small in comparison. She reaches out to grab my hands. I hesitate at first, but allow her to engulf mine in hers. "Deep breath," she says. I inhale sharply. "Say it." She follows without missing a beat. "This is real." And again, she says, "This is real," I repeat. She continues to coach me, first to feel her hands, then to feel the ground underneath of me. She says I should feel connected to something tangible while reaffirming the reality I am in. It works well enough for now. I don't know how much longer we can cover up these blackouts as a simple sleep disorder. I understand you've undergone a lot of trauma. You don't know where you're from or how you ended up here, and you seem confused when I brought up intellectualism. Ever since she found me, she's done so much in helping me recover, but she has been extra paranoid about what I tell people. She found me blacked out, my body sitting ragged and slumped over a large flat rock. She took me in and cared for me, so I trust her enough for now. How long, Adrien? Her voice like a motherly palm resting on my back. Maybe 2 hours this time. I can't control them anymore. There's something blocking my crown, I can feel it. She calls my projection psychogenic blackouts. She says when my stress-related anxiety builds up, it causes me to go dark. She pushes my palms together and holds them gently. I know hewing can be a little much. If he is triggering you, speak up. It's better if we can identify your triggers early. I don't need to look into her eyes, I can feel the sincerity radiating off of her. She continues. You haven't blacked out for longer than a few hours in quite a while, though I'd call that progress. Mr. May doesn't trigger me. Anyway, I found her, for sure this time. The flower girl? She interjects, predicting the end of my sentence with playful mockery. Yes. Amaranth. She interjects again. This time a tinge of irritation sits on her voice. Amaranth Evans. She forced a smile back to her face. Yes. She is a fine young lady. Her grandfather is actually the town botanist, but Adrien, she continues. I stare at her blankly. You've said this twice now. Maybe the girl of your dreams is out there, and maybe you shouldn't tell women that they're the one until you're sure. But understand that a woman is not a fix for trauma you refuse to address. It starts with you, Adrien. She takes a short pause as if to collect her thoughts. Amaranth is 17, but unlike you, she has never been outside of this town. What do you think she can do for you? She can fix my crown. Show me how to project fully. She can actually show me how to use the stone that you keep telling me is a worthless trinket. The sun is going down. May I please go? I cross my arms in annoyance. Do you need a ride? No, thank you. I should be back by dinner. I race off as quickly as I can. I arrive at Amaranth's house. It's a small rancher on 18 acres, each foot a part of the most beautiful garden you'll ever see. Her flowers seem to glow in the nighttime, lighting my path to her front door. I swallow a lump forming in my throat, and it feels like, yep, right into my stomach. I approach her smallish door, painted lavender with little red flowers on them. What a unique little home. I give 3 solid knocks, and as if on cue, the door springs open and I'm greeted by the most beautiful pair of mud-covered sneakers. You can barely see them underneath the oversized sweatsuit. I pick my head up to meet Amaranth's large, oval brown eyes. You coming in or standing outside? Her voice is rather soothing. I hope you are who I think you are. Me too? I laugh nervously. My brow comes down as I try to switch my face into business mode. I'm so close I can feel it. What do you know about Sahasrara? Sriracha? She looks confused now. No, it doesn't matter. I'm assuming you're self-taught, some sort of prodigy. How many times have you done the P word? What I do with my body is my business. I can see there's been confusion. I mean projection. My stoic expression seems to amuse her. She bursts out into laughter. Oh, I don't really believe in that stuff. Now I'm the one confused. What do you mean? She explains further. According to Dr. Glitz, many ancient cultures used to believe in astral projection, sure. As science has advanced, though, we learn that people who reported astral projection were experiencing a type of schizophrenic break. So she keeps trying to convince me. Now my face turns from a sandy brown to a deep red. I'm feeling anxious. I pull out my crystal. You at least believe in the mystic energies of the angel emerald, right? Everyone in town has one. You have one. I point to a shadow box sitting on her glass coffee table, sitting right next to a tiny picture of what appears to be her parents and grandfather. Inside the shadow box is a tiny crystal half the size of mine. She might not be able to fix my projections, but she may still be able to help me learn how to get this stupid rock to activate. Adrien, take a breath. Why are you so hell-bent on this stuff being real? She slides off of the sofa that takes up the rest of the space unoccupied by the table. I can feel her near me. Her energy is so strong, so positive. I can feel myself calming. They don't really work, you know. It's a gimmick. Something to sell to tourists to keep our little town thriving. She grabs my crystal and places it on her table, then turns and grabs my hand. Honestly, I wish I could believe like you do. It's a refreshing perspective. If I told you everything that I believe in, you would think I'm crazy. That's all I can manage before I get a heavy intake of lavender burning and blue lotus. Were you cooking something? She smiles at me. It's just Pop-Up Evans. He's always in the kitchen cooking something, and I don't think you're crazy. Her face reddens. It's actually kind of sweet you believe in something. The people here haven't believed in much in a long time. I can feel myself getting lightheaded. I rub my eyes with vigor. I don't feel so good. What is he cooking? Her hands go limp in mine. I look up to see that her eyes have turned completely white. I try calling out, "Amaranth." She's unresponsive. I look up towards her kitchen. The smoke is getting thicker. I can feel myself getting more nauseous. I can't black out now. A shadow comes creeping slowly around the corner. Pop-Up Evans? I call out to Amaranth as best I can before my voice fades into nothing. Amaranth. And if you stayed with me through that story, thank you. Comment below. Let me know your thoughts.